Welcome back, everybody. This week we're talking about cold weather running. Now I know for most of us who live in places where it's cold enough to make running outside fairly miserable, getting the motivation to get out and get a run in can be really tough. This week, hopefully I'll give you some quick tips on how to make it more enjoyable. That way when you head out with your friends onto the trails, even if there's a bunch of snow or if the wind's blowing or it's really cold, you can still have a great time. What it boils down to is dressing appropriately. What we're gonna do today is just cover a few quick tips on some real simple cold weather gear that'll make running for you a lot more enjoyable. So let's just start from the bottom and work our way up. The first thing you need is a really good pair of shoes. I wouldn't necessarily suggest you need a pair of waterproof Gore-Tex shoes unless they have a built-in gaiter. To be honest, if you don't have a pair of those and you just want to go out in what you have, any pair of running shoes will do. Just understand your feet are going to get wet. As long as you keep moving, your feet being wet isn't a big deal, and you'll stay warm. The next thing, get a good pair of socks. Preferably something with wool in them, because even when wool gets wet, they stay warm. Next, make sure you have a solid pair of tights. They don't necessarily have to be fleece lined, but they should be thick enough to withstand the wind and the elements. Now that we have the bottom half out of the way, let's talk about how to appropriately prepare the upper half of your body, where you're going to lose most of your heat. Start with a long sleeve base layer, preferably one with a half zip on it. Then a thinner short sleeve layer that you can remove if you need to. Finally, a windproof and potentially waterproof jacket that's going to protect you in the worst of elements. Now the next couple of items are absolutely essential. It's really important to have a good neck gaiter. One that can protect your face, your head, your ears, or one you can remove quickly and just wear around your wrist. A really good pair of gloves is essential. The last thing you need is a really good beanie. Now if you put all that together and you go out with a good attitude and a bunch of good friends, even the worst weather and the worst conditions can make for the best time. I'm heading out right now to meet up with some friends. We're gonna hit some local trails in the Draper area after it snowed about 12 inches. We'll see you out on the trails.
Built on an emerald lake. Oh, how the rain showed its face that day. The morning the storm rolled in, hearts would race, and the wake we made would cause all the waves to crash in. Let's take a drive through the canyon. Oh, you can be my companion, I'm just rambling on. Promises made only 2 ways out. I'm not afraid.